Let's see if we can get into a little bit more trouble here by learning a little bit more about control. I already have the pen tool selected, and I come over here and say I click, and I come over, yeah, Andy's doing another pyramid, guys. If I hold the shift key down, I am guaranteed to make a straight line between those 2 points. I know that. But let's say I don't. So I click, I'm here and I'm a little bit down. I click and I go, that's wrong. Well, I can fix that later. That's no problem. I can come down to here and I can come up to here. And yes, I can come over and pick up my direct selection tool. I could select this point right here and use the down arrow key and see if I can get it to straighten out. If I can't, which I can't, I can select them both, come up here, we've done this before, and select this option right here, straighten them out. If this is not exactly where it's supposed to be, I can click on it, and I can move it left and right, do anything I want to. That's all right, but we're wasting time. I need to control this thing as I work. So let me show you something. Control-A, delete. Pen tool again. I come over here and I click. I come over here, I didn't hold the shift key down. Click, but don't let go of your mouse. Click and hold. You go, oh, that's not right. That's wrong. I need to change that. But we know if we move, we create a curved path. So undo, come back over again. No, that's not right. Do not move your mouse, but don't let go of it. Keep it pressed down. Reach over with your other hand and hold the space bar. It will allow you temporary control. What you want to do is get it right about there, I suppose. Let go. Well, I moved a little bit, but we'll let that alone. It should have been perfect if I hadn't moved my mouse. Okay, I'm going to come down to here, and you click again, and you click and you hold. You go, oh, no. I don't know what I was thinking. This is going to be a regular pyramid, not way down here. But, oh, I moved it. I can't do that. Well, space bar again. Come down here and click. Hold the space bar down and move up here. Oh, you put it anywhere you want, actually. It's a great way to control what you're doing as you're working, and we let go, and then we can close it off. Now, that would be one way to help yourself out, but it does require a little bit of a steady hand, as you could see. I moved just slightly when I let go, and it moved it, so you have to be careful. Let's do something else. Let's turn something back on that I turned off in the first lesson. Now, you may not have done that, but I did. So everything we're doing is kind of like with our eyes, using a shift key, things like that. Go back up to the word View on the pull-down menu and go down to, I love these, Smart Guides. Control U if you are using them as a shortcut. Now our lines start coming back up again. I can click here. I can come over here. Now I know it's straight without the shift key when I see that nice little line come up left to right. And I can click. I love that smart cursor. I am now distant 95.71 pixels. Gee, I didn't know that. Now I'm going to come here, but you got to watch something. You may get more vertical lines because it's trying to line you up with the amazing pen tool up there. Watch your cursor until you see that little X come up. And then you know you're exactly in the center. Go ahead and click here and come back up here and close the shape off. One more inverted triangle. You may have been working with blank documents. You don't have to open up the amazing pen tool to do the stuff we've been doing. But in this one, you want to. Now, there's a reason. The reason is because the stuff over here is controlled by the document. Remember, Adobe Illustrator is document specific. So if I add things over there to the swatches and you open this document, I'm guaranteed you're going to have them. I do like that feature. Let's do one thing here. Let's go ahead and go back to our direct selection tool. Now I'm going to marquee and select the whole thing. And I'm going to reverse these two colors. I had a default of white and black. So if I click this little arrow right here, give me like a black, let's call that a black cone, because that's about what we're going to do. Pick up your pen tool again. I want you to get right here until you see that line. That means you are directly over that anchor point underneath it and click. Come over, you want it straight, but you want to wait until you also see that other vertical line come up. Click. We now have a stroke that's exactly the width of that piece of the path going left to right on the cone. That's what I want. Now let's go back over to our width tool. Remember that one right here? We're going to get right here. And we're going to drag something like, let's try that right there. Say, well, where is it? Well, it's white. Remember, it's a stroke. If I click here to reverse, well, it's not what I want. Actually, I want a stroke going around it, but you can't put a stroke around a stroke unless you're using the appearance panel. We haven't got there yet. I want to handle that just like this object down here with stroke and fill. So what do? Select it. Let's go back to our selection tool and select it. Go up to the word object on the pull-down menu and go down to expand appearance, and now it becomes an object. Lots of points, but it is an object. Click the default button right there. That defaults it to black and white. It's exactly what I want. Now, using your arrow tool, your selection tool, and your arrow keys, let's bring that down until it's something like about, that's a little bit too much. I'm going to move it up just a little. Something like that. Now, you will notice, if you've got good eyes, that it's a little bit longer here to here than here to here. And the reason is this has a stroke, and this actually has a white stroke. So I'm going to select the stroke, and I'm going to come up here and click black. Now that should solve that problem. We're beginning to get something that looks a little bit more like a cone by using two different shapes that we drew with the pen tool. Let's pick this up down here. Make sure you have the fill selected. Come over into your swatches. You'll have what I have, and there's one right here. Looks light and black in the middle. Go ahead and click that one. And that creates more of the illusion of a three-dimensional shape. And let's finish it off maybe by going to here and selecting this one right here. That's called pink radial. I want something different than that in terms of the pink. So what I'm going to do is open up the gradient area right here. I want to change that color. A couple ways you can do it. This is my favorite way. Select it. You see the tip go black. Hold down the Alt key and then choose a color. Maybe something like that. I'm just having a little bit of fun. So the pen tool is the primary functional drawing tool in Adobe Illustrator. But that does not mean you can't use things like your blob brush, your paintbrush, your pencil tool, all the shape tools you have. Why would you make a square with the pen tool when you have a tool that you can click and drag to make a square? But when you start combining this stuff together, that's when you start having fun. That's the pen tool. On to the next.